time to start this like your average video essay. Music. It existed since the era of cavemen, where the band rushed together and played a bone flute to summon the god of fire. Ever since then, it connected all of us, so naturally, making a series about a group of people who make music will guarantee it'll be followed by many. Most are kinda mid though compared to what I'm about to talk about. Not often do we get a show from this genre that gives us so many memes and great songs, bringing together all sorts of people to cheer for the four main characters. It's been a while at this point since that last episode of BTR aired, so now that the dust has settled, I want to properly talk about it. Big Time Rush is an 11 out of 10 true masterpiece. I'm Logan from Big Time Rush. Never mind, the other BTR is today's topic. Bocchi The Rock was the underdog of seasonal anime and dared to step in when the big boys were already in game, but managed to blow them away anyway and take the internet by storm. I mean, come on, it's everywhere. I ain't even exaggerating. You look at Twitter, you see Bocchi fan art. You go to YouTube, you see edits and clips, and at this point, it even has the Among Us effect. Like, I look at this and I scream, that's Bocchi The Rock. But is the show really that amazing as people say it is? Absolutely. It's probably the most fun thing I watched last year solely due to the random 3D rendered Bocchi satisfying my dying sense of humor. You might think this is just a fan-made shitpost, but it's an actual scene in the anime and there's more to come. The staff went wild on the adaptation, and despite I can't say a lot about the manga, I imagine the anime elevates its content by a huge margin. I can't help but bring up K-On!, the #1 anime of girls eating cake and drinking tea for like 39 episodes in the movie. You think Death Note is big, but that shit gets boring after like the second episode compared to this. Not stray too far away from the topic. K-On! Has a very similar setting to Bocchi, where 4 girls form a band and mess around. Its manga is a fun read too, but Kyoto Animation's vision took the source material and just added so much to it. The K-On! Fans weren't only eating oyster. Now let's look at Bocchi. There's so many unique animation takes, simple jokes turned into something much larger, and overall, there's so much soul poured into it. This is what a good-ass anime adaptation is. If the K-On! Fans were eating at a 5-star restaurant, the Bocchi fans got a whole 6-star buffet, if that's even a thing. Don't get me wrong, I'm not trying to shit-talk K-On!. It's still one of my all-time favorites, but it's unavoidable to see it being compared to Bocchi. If anything, the similarities end with what I previously stated. It's 4 girls in a band messing around, where K-On! Follows each of the girls and tries to give them equal screen time, although Moji doesn't really get it, but she's best girl regardless. Bocchi The Rock focuses on, well, Bocchi. An awkward, shy girl that wants to be a rock star. You thought Komi-san was bad, but Bocchi is up there with her, to be honest. It's not even an overly exaggerated portrayal of social anxiety. Probably hits home to many. Sometimes it's used for a joke, but sometimes it really makes you root for her achieving the selfish dreams she has. We get to follow Bocchi on her journey to becoming a real guitar hero, with all the W's and L's that come along the way. The other characters are very likable too, but some to me feel like nothing more than unlimited repetitive jokes. To be completely fair, this is often used in slice of life anime and comedy-focused series in general. It's not really a huge issue. The far more important thing is all the characters create good synergy together, like in Konosuba, where despite you see Megumin explosions and darkness masochistic moments countless times, the group just has this aura that makes them entertaining to watch. Bocchi The Rock manages to do this too, so really what I'm complaining about here is that Rio feels kind of bland. Despite that, seeing everything from the perspective of a socially anxious girl who plays the guitar damn well made for some interactions that felt real. Oh, and speaking of the music, it fucking slaps, man. I love the different endings we got and the cute animation that came along with them. Not only did we get a whole album, but playing instruments and being in a live concert was portrayed in a way I haven't seen any anime do before. A good amount of other music anime always have the most perfect performance and don't really show the viewer the feeling of playing an instrument with bandmates and a crowd in front of you. Bocchi does not disappoint here. Which brings me to my favorite episode where the gang has their first live concert. Most people gathered didn't even come for Keisuke Band in the first place and are very uninterested. They play their first song and you can hear the instruments aren't being in harmony together. You can feel the pressure from the band and it seems like it will all be a massive failure. But then this happens. With Bocchi's sick guitar solo and one of the smoothest audio transitions, smoother than my brain even, Keisuke Band gets back up on its feet and showcases a banger song, attracting people from the crowd and proving they're more than worth the time. Oh, and the first person guitar POE is sick. Now, the bad thing is, we'll have to wait for who knows how long for the next season. Give me a Bocchi game. Oh shit, this will satisfy my ADHD. 10 out of 10 masterpiece. Oh, and the anime is an 8 out of 10. Do the numbers even matter? Just go watch, you fucking bitch.